To a bench.
Yes, like so that render, it's like this face that I'm wanted to to make this transition to the timber bench.
Yeah. I think that'd be really, I mean, I'm not convinced by sitting with my bare bottom on a cold ceramic tile.
But it's more hygienic than the timber.
It might. I just had a shower, so I think
And it's more clean.
Someone's looking at you.
There's a lot of little deep. Maybe, yeah.
But maybe this one to cover the modesty of the naked person.
Yeah.
Closed.
Mm-hmm.
But also, the angle becomes quite important. Maybe
Yes.
it's not the full frontal kind of thing, and then it's just the side.
I want this corner. Okay.
Yeah, it's just hard trying to fit in the ceramics in something that's constantly changing, I think.
Yeah.
But I always think that, I don't know, I feel the ceramics, if you want the corner, it probably makes more sense on this side because you need like more privacy and like the things you were doing, like the extrusions.
That is for the other kind of the ceramic.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
The other application.
Yeah, the other application. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sure.
So
But
the
I
water
wonder-
heater needs to be somewhere here, right? Like
I mean,
inside
yeah, ideally.
somewhere maybe.
But you make this massive build. You're making a 5-meter long shower, and then I think we need something like about this deep to hide the water. I think it's okay.
Yeah.
It feels
I
natural
think
to put it
this is a
central.
giant sheet.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's a family shower.
I wonder if it, I'm just thinking of what Paul said about trying to design something for actually a thing which you don't know what it's going to do. If it's worth thinking about the seat and the ceramic piece as a piece that is almost a standalone, like as an insertion, so that it's not then dependent on meeting the wall. Like it's
That's the bit I was kind of
this.
if there's, unless you could potentially use one of these, but if you just kind of double them up, and then you say, well, these are two fixed ones, and you cannot move that, so then you don't feel like the whole time, the floor patterns move and all this, so. Because you could say, okay, we'll put this whole length on the CNC machine, and then we kind of machine this corner into it that we can mate to, So something like that, which is say, okay, guys, this bit is now fixed. Right? We can move everything else around it, but this is what I work to. And I wonder if it just, if you just kind of double this and put another one here, kind of, I guess that relationship is quite important. And how you build that up.
I mean, also what Kate was saying about having something completely separate, so you're not reliant on the structure. I wonder if you can take the form you've defined. I was thinking because the one thing that's at the moment is completely separate but has to fit into this thing that we haven't got anywhere with yet is shower cubicle, right?
Yeah.
I know there's been some context to that, but it's also an obvious place for ceramics, as Will's been saying. But I'm just wondering whether, not starting afresh, but taking the form you've got, whether that could find a home there. And could that almost be like an amazing inner door or half shield, those fins that kind of come around and sort of, I don't know, but just so you don't have to fit into the fabric of a building that is still changing at the moment, maybe.
Or maybe that's the vessels that carry the water from the shower to the ground. No?
No, thank you.
I was looking up rain chains. They're really cheesy.
In Japan. Yeah.
Rain chains. There's one actually outside the back of South Lodge for under here as a way of kind of getting the water to drain straight, or as maybe as something for the end of here so instead of having a downpipe we have a rain chain with ceramic pieces in it or something. It's a separate conversation.
Yep, it's okay. You
Water
can.
get frozen, right? Or
Yeah, but you can.
Yeah. The thing, I
No,
mean,
so it doesn't spill.
It
Cellulose?
kind of,
Yeah, like
the water kind of
something
goes
like that,
down
no?
it, so it's.
exactly.
I think they use
Yeah.
it instead of in some places instead of a down.
Instead of
So even like that fixed, but also
Mm.
even pivoted, so that
Mm.
you know the fill to a certain level, then they dip,
Mhm.
and then I top they dip. I think there's a lot you can do with that shape.
Yeah.
It's nice, it's cool, and
It is. And maybe it's more for soon. Feeling them for soon,
Yeah.
actually. But as well,
Mhm.
you know, if you're talking about collecting water off a roof, I'm just wondering if it opens up the ways in which you can have more playfulness with ceramic. But
Yeah.
separate conversation.
I mean, I think if it's something like this, like an insert,
Mhm.
that, you know, something kind of dynamic, I think that could work
Okay.
as well. It does want a little bit of consideration of a little wall detail here.
Mhm.
But you are still developing those other little kind of apertures? Or is
Yes. Yeah, I want to keep with the other kind of apertures.
Mhm.
Cool. I think a test at 1-to-1 is
This
Yeah.
is 1-to-1.
That-
ratio,
that is one-
close to
1 to 2.
where
1
you
to
see.
2.
Oh, right, cool.
Yeah.
They're quite big.
Yeah.
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 I think this is going to be a weak point, obviously. So it
Mm.
would help if you can extend. Just be good to test
Mm.
cracking. I'm
Mm.
just worried about
Okay.
that cracking.
Mm.
Yeah, how does that? It's like a real axis, really. Like a true axis. You put a little piece in, then you put a true axis, and then you kind of build that up. You know, how do you keep the spacing?
Yeah.
It's almost like a little circlip, little groove, little circlip. Kind of,
Mm.
and then you need something else to rotate it. But yeah.
I mean, so there's a project at the Bartlett with ceramic elements of a water filled, and they had all of the junctions were little machined
Mhm.
aluminium rings,
Okay.
and they even had O-rings in because they had to be watertight. But you could have some machine detail,
Mm.
that then sits on the shaft
Mhm.
and spaces them out. But also not having them all resting directly on them, having some shoulder that's on here, like
Mhm.
welded on or something, so that the ones at the bottom aren't, 10 times harder to turn than the ones on the top. They're all individual units,
Mhm. Yeah.
if they're in this configuration.
Yeah. But if this is 1 to 2,
Hmm.
you probably kind of 5 or 6 high. This would probably be enough to kind of, like,
Mhm.
not sure if it needs to be top to, floor to ceiling kind of thing.
Mhm.
Because it's case at some point you kind of want some privacy, so you can kind of target,
Mm.
maybe either you target an area that wants to move and rotate and the other ones are more fixed, or I think there's a little bit of refinement to have.
Mm.
But particularly kind of how does the mechanism work, that kind of working out. But I definitely think there needs to be something on this side,
Mm.
because otherwise you're asking a hell of a lot of this little lip here. It's holding the whole thing.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Keep going with it.
Okay.
Do you like a bit with an extension? Let's see.
Mm.
I assume it wants a bit more wall thickness. Maybe, if you're saying we're kind of resetting some kind of bearings or something like that.
Or